Mandas, mix up, 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 Mandas, mix up. Just like that, goodie.
We're back again. Now, this episode, I feel like it's going to be really positive. It's called Fatherhood, and I just need to do a quick intro. I feel like in podcasts, in the culture nowadays, everybody always shits on the dads. Everybody always talks about how deadbeat dad this, big up the single mums, but we never shine the light on the good dads that are doing what they're supposed to do, doing their thing, and what you lot's experiences being parents and so on and so forth. So I just want to shine a bit on light on that because it's not everyday negativity. Now, these are 3 men that I see them around their children, this, that, and the third, and I feel like I really rate, only because I don't have, and my kids have got different dads, and I don't have good baby fathers in my life. However, you have to pay respect when respect is due, and I feel like the 3 of you, from what I've seen, respect is due. So, first question I have for you guys, do you guys have your dads, like you lot's dads in your lives?
Yeah.
I did, yeah.
Do you?
Yeah. I did.
Okay, so my first question is, do you feel like men that don't look after their children are that way due to the lack of involvement of having their dad in their life?
No.
What do you think is the reason?
The way I see it, I plant my seed, I have to watch that flourish. Whether I had my father or not, I wasn't brought up with a mother. Most people say you need a mum for you to, you know? Mum left me when I was 6 months.
Oh, wow.
You get
Sorry
me?
to hear that.
She's still here, she's still living, but due to circumstance, she had to leave me, innit? And I've still remained the person who I be.
That's
You
really
understand?
good.
Home training. You understand?
That's
From the
incredible.
root.
Yeah, that is
Because
really good.
it's funny because I'm in the same situation. I wasn't brought up with my mum. I met my mum again when I was 21. Yeah, and I had that image of my mum always being such a high standard. But growing up, it's like family members that grew me, so my sisters and stuff like that. So you learn from them what to expect from women and what women should have. But then you also learn as a man what you should be as well. You can learn that in any environment if you're strong-willed.
Right.
Yeah, if you want to actually learn, you can learn that in any environment how to be a dad. But you don't know fully until you actually pushed into that. Yeah, pushed into that zone.
Come with a fight still, but you know?
Yeah.
What about you, Carl? Would you say you agree with that statement, that you think that sometimes men don't look after their kids because of the lack of involvement in a dad, or would you disagree with that statement?
My thing is, do you know what it is? I think now that I'm a parent, like, I see my dad, whatever he's done, and I try to do better. That's just what it is.
I feel like that's a goal as a parent in general. From wherever you come from, well, you should aim for that.
But
wherever you come from, you try to do better.
And I think it's a generational thing, innit? Like, generations were different, innit? Like, most, like, our dads, like, them generation, it was more like, it weren't so forth the kids, it was more like women and
Yeah. Like the family.
sound
Yeah.
and going out, where I think in this generation,
You have to
for our
be.
kids is different, innit?
Yep.
So I think it's a do better thing.
Yeah,
still.
because in our parent generation, women willing to say, right, move man, take care of my picnic by myself. This generation, why you don't want to picnic? Hey boy, CSA CSA the
I
first
feel
place.
like in that generation as well, woman was more independent.
Yeah, definitely.
You
You
think
reckon?
women are more independent back in the day
Back
than
in the
they are
day,
now?
yeah.
Bro.
How much?
I
How
would
much?
yeah,
How
yeah,
much?
yeah.
parent- How much parents you see bring out their girl picnic by themselves or their boy picnic?
I know.
I struggled.
Not a lot.
I know
Not
a couple.
I think more now.
No.
Listen,
Every minute
I've
now,
got one or
50,
two-
50,
Hear this,
they're
yeah?
equal.
No.
my partner's brother, my partner's older brother, brought up his child by himself.
Yeah. And I've
With the
got-
help of the people that's in his family, because he's got a really close
family
knit community.
You can't think
But
about
I rate him for
the
that
grandparents.
sort of
You're going back to
action.
grandparents where they're together and they're growing the
Yeah.
family. We're talking about
Parents.
mum and dad.
Yeah.
I
They
wouldn't
didn't follow
say
the same
independent.
regime.
Reason why I say that, with my mum sent for me. Obviously, I was born in Jamaica. She sent for me. I didn't know who my stepdad was. I met him obviously when he come and collected me from the airport. But she took me away from my dad, if that makes sense. So he didn't know I was in this country. I didn't meet my dad again till I was 10, but he was there for me up until
But that's what I'm saying.
she hid me.
Key word, your
And
mum
then-
sent for you.
yeah.
Woman
No,
were
but
more
hold
independent.
on. But then my mum didn't do anything. If anybody that knows me personally knows how I hold my
mum
stepdad.
what your mum
My
saw is-
stepdad, anything. I could call my stepdad now and say, "Can I have £1 million?" He'd be like, "Give me till Friday." He will get it.
Your mother-
My son's dad wasn't in his life. and everything that my son needs. My dad gives him pocket money every week. My dad does. They had grandfather and grandson day last weekend.
Let me ask you a
That's
question.
what he does.
If
Do
your
you
mum-
get what I mean?
If your mum
So I
didn't
wouldn't
take you
say
out the
that.
Gideon,
Proper store.
Yeah.
what would you be now?
True.
Do you get what I'm trying to say to you?
Yeah.
True.
So even though she
100.
didn't do something,
did
none
something.
after the
Certain
fact,
things
she
when
done
I come
something.
here,
She done
she
something.
did
You
something.
get me?
I
For you to
always-
better your life.
I always believe that your parents, whether you feel like your parents did do anything for you or didn't do anything for you, if you've learned something from it, you've benefited from the
I
experience.
agree with that because as much as I don't get on with my mum, you lot always hear me say respect you to Lana.
Yeah.
Because I feel like although you would never know I grew with my mum, but I didn't grow with my mum. I left the home at 13. You would
mum-
never
You know
know
the
that
story.
because
mum
of how I
felt
carry
so.
myself. So up until 13, she still showed me certain things, although she was really rough. However, it's not about the mums, it's about the dads. Another question I have for you guys: does your BMs enable you guys to have a good relationship with you lot's children?
I don't have a BM.
Sorry, does
And
the
I would
mother
never-
of your
I would
child?
never call her that.
That's
It's mum.
true. That's true. The mother of your child, does she enable you to have a good relationship with your child?
Yeah.
What about you?
I mean, well, my first one, I say yeah, innit? I say yeah. I got 3, so I say yeah. Yeah, I don't have a problem.
So you feel like she always tries to facilitate the relationship?
I wouldn't even
She
say
works with
facilitate
you.
because he's the type of man I am. It goes without saying.
Okay.
You get me? You have to. I don't have to
I'm gonna
force
be
your hand.
around.
It's something that you have to do. You get what I'm saying?
You don't have a choice.
Yeah, no choice in the
No.
house.
Yeah.
Once you've given birth to something that's mine, you've got me for life. So
Whether you're together or
yeah,
not.
yeah.
Like I said,
we have to be
my
amicable
saying-
in any. Remember, you've had a child with somebody. That's bigger than a marriage for me. Yeah.
Yeah,
So you have
that's
to like
permanent.
Yeah,
you have
so
to take
life,
yourself out of the equation and say, right, we've got to do this or work together and maybe take some L's sometimes in order for us to better our kids. Full stop. There's a lot of people that will just be like they'll cut off their child for spite because they don't want to go and humble themselves and even listen to what the man or the woman is saying. Yeah? And that's not right because you're holding your pride and your kids are the ones that are suffering.
Yeah.
I don't care to say straight, right? If I've messed up, I'm gonna step to my missus and say, yeah, I
That
did
is
it.
it. That is
Yeah, I
it.
did it. Take my L. We'll deal with that as long as we're amicable.
For the greater
that's
good
all
of the child, yeah.
Yeah, and she's made me confident to know that no matter what situation we're in, I'm gonna be in my child's life.
The funny thing
Full
is,
stop.
they don't see that, or due to man's a parent, man can't make errors. You get me?
There's no manual. There's no manual.
There's
There's
no
a-
manual, bro.
no manual, bro.
Yeah,
Man's learning on the
It's
job.
hard. It's hard.
It
'Cause
is.
No
It
one
is.
you can't teach. You know, you can teach someone how to ride a bike or how to cook a meal. You can't teach someone how to be a parent, and
No, you
different
can't.
children require different parenting.
Things, yeah.
So what might work for your first child may not work for your youngest. Do you get where I'm coming from? So it's like it's literally, you know, when people say go with the flow, I think parenting you literally have to go with the
Yeah,
flow
literally.
and just try not to drown the
Take it as
child
it
and
comes.
kill the child.
Sometimes the mums don't understand that though.
Why do you
as
say that?
as dads that that we're also learned on the job.
Yeah,
We're not perfect, innit?
Yeah.
I feel like the world
I've
has
had
got a
that
lot of
sense.
pressure on.
And that's
on
what's
men,
funny.
right?
We're learning on
Yeah,
the job,
I
but so
agree.
are they.
Yeah.
But
They don't see it like that
The
though.
way you know why they don't see it like that? Because they got so responsible because the child's always with them.
Yeah.
So the pressure
Yeah.
is more.
The pressure's
Them.
on
You
you.
get
Yeah,
me?
no,
But sorry
100.
to cut you. In my experience of, because obviously I have a lot of female friends, I do find that women that behave that way, it's always because they still have feelings.
Possibly.
I've never met a girl
Yeah.
that is fully done, finished, over it, living her life, just worrying
That's
about
true.
herself and her children, that behaves that way if she doesn't still have feelings for her baby. On God,
But you know
I
what it
do
is?
not know a girl.
Something to
Because you
say.
see my friend, you see my friend,
'Cause I'm
I
just
feel
a
like
bit-
out of all of my friends, I have maybe one or two that's still with their the father of their child. Everybody else has moved on, and I'm telling you, I've got male friends. I see how some of the women behave. None of my girls do that because we're living our life, we're doing our thing. You want to see you? Sure, where should I meet you? What? Sure. I don't. So when I see girls act like, I feel like, why?
There's a lot.
Heck, you're pitting
There's
them
a
on
lot.
Tambria. Do you get where I'm coming from?
Yeah, it is.
In this day and age,
I feel like they always still have feelings when they
Most
behave that
of
way.
the time it's because there's another female in the.
So they're worrying
it's
about
jealousy.
her.
It's jealousy.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
So what? Because he doesn't want the crutch no more. That means that he
I
ain't
agree.
gonna want what
Argue
came out of
yourself
it. Come
if
on,
you want
man.
to. You
Give
know
him
you
the
still
opportunity.
got feelings for the man.
even
that's why you behave that
same
way.
way you say that, there's certain men that when their baby mother don't want them,
It's an
they don't want to
excuse.
see their
Yeah,
view.
it's
Same,
true.
that's my
It works both
situation.
ways.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Man don't
yeah,
understand
But
That's
they're
my
not men.
situation.
They're not men. They're not fathers.
They're not in a
They're
relationship.
dads.
They don't do nothing.
Occasional
They want
dads.
the gal.
Yeah.
I'm not on
No,
all
they're a dad. They're not a father.
They might watch
There's
the
a
father.
difference.
Yeah, I'm not on all of that, man.
Yeah.
Nah.
Okay, so how do you guys feel about men that do not look after their children?
Always.
What's your view?
Fire,
We'll start
fire.
with you, Kyle. Men that don't look after their children, what's your honest opinion about them? And if you have someone in your life, like a male friend or a brother, whoever that you know doesn't look after your child in your heart of hearts, would you say anything?
Do you know what? Coming from where I'm coming from, yeah, I'm just being 100, innit? Like, everyone's situation different, innit? And I ain't gonna be judgmental, innit? That's what I've learned, and I ain't gonna be judgmental because people judge me for things and they don't know that it don't go a certain way. So my thing is, yeah, I can't judge you in it. Like,
But if you know you got that, if you know you had a friend in your heart of hearts and you knew, like for example, say you might know the woman as well, you just know he's just a fucking deadbeat. He just wants to braff and do a party. And
Yeah, but what he's explaining, I feel
educate.
like you're saying you don't want to be judgmental.
But
Let's be honest, you're just trying to mind your business. That's just put it.
But
like
if you
that.
had a friend in your heart of hearts and
you probably
knew,
do have a friend like
and
that.
he knew he was not doing the right thing by his child, forget the woman, by his child, would you personally, as a man, like like you might reason with your brethren about something, man to man, would you say anything?
If we're close.
No, he's
I'm
not.
talking
I'll
about
answer
every
for
time.
him.
Yeah, if
Every
we're
single
close.
time.
If we're close, I wouldn't mention it in a dark way. I'll just mention it in like a suggestion or like, rah, I'm going out with my son. Yeah, you don't want to come along? Bring your daughter or bring your son. Let's go.
I'm be the
Yeah?
influencer.
Straight. I'm gonna bring you involved.
I'll be the peacemaker between him and the baby mum.
Yeah, in order for you to just.
Yeah, but
thrive
what
a
if your
little.
friend's not listening?
Then you're out.
Because
you've tried.
We've
You've
all
done
got
it.
that one
We've
deadbeat
all
friend.
got, you
let's be
all
honest.
have that
We've
one
all got
friend.
that idiot
Let's not
friend.
lie
We've all
about
got
it.
that
We
one
all
we should
have that one
always-
friend, especially guys.
We should always be able to accept the fact that when you offer help, people are not going to want it sometimes.
Yeah, that's
So
true.
a lot of people get hung up.
So that's
when
probably why
I'm
he
offering you
chooses
help
to mind
and
his
you don't
business.
want it. Yeah, because
'Cause
I've
who
done
are you
it.
to tell a man
And then I
anything
feel
if
away.
you don't want
Watch,
it?
you don't want help. Like, how can you don't want help? Yeah, but we have to cut it. And be like, oh, they don't want help. Leave them to their own devices.
But I feel like when it
Okay.
comes onto children, you shouldn't. I say to my friends all the time, I'm not the perfect mum. I just do what I can. I say to my brethren all the time, if you feel like I'm doing something wrong, as my bitch, you're supposed to pay me and be like, no, Amanda, don't do that.
but-
Du-du-du-du.
but at the
But
same
And I
time-
feel no way.
ultimately
And then
it's
I
your
can
child,
tell
though.
it.
No,
So-
at the same time,
okay,
not everybody, as
yeah,
a
it
parent,
is
you're
my
going to take
child.
chattings on your
It
youth.
is
Yeah.
your,
Yeah.
it is
Yeah.
my
Something
child.
that disrespect.
However, you've been there with me and with my son. Obviously, I'm a woman. There's only so much I can do for my son. I'm not a
100,
man.
100,
There's
yeah.
no man in his life. He's a man that's in my life, so he's
Yeah.
in my son's life to a certain extent.
Yeah.
So certain times I would say Josiah did this, and he'll be like, nah, rare. I
That's
feel
different,
no
though. That's
way.
different,
That's different. You
Because
just-
that
you
is
brought
my
me in.
that's because I know
And because I
that's
know
my
there's
friend
not
and
an
I rate
example.
him enough to talk on certain things, and I know he wouldn't chat shit when it comes onto my child.
Yeah,
One thing
100.
about me and all the shit that I get onto in my life, when it comes onto my children, I trust them enough to be like, nah, man.
I think it depends on the friend. On the
Yeah.
Okay,
friendship,
so let
yeah.
me
Yeah.
bring up a scenario. So let's say you three men, you all have this one friend. He doesn't claim his child, but he knows that's his child. You know the woman that has the child for him. Now, so since this child has been born, he hasn't seen this child, but everyone knows that's his child. Go to a party, and your brethren's there. You and your brethren are at this party. Your brethren doesn't even know that he's baby mum, and this child is at the party. So eventually, he sees the baby mum and the child. What are you gonna do in that situation? Are you gonna talk to your friend like, that's your child there, or that's the girl? How would you deal with the situation?
Yes,
Bearing in mind,
come and
you
go
guys
eat up
already
your
know
youth,
the
like.
situation.
Yeah, I'm going to say, go heal up your youth, my youth.
At the party,
If not, then
would you bring them together?
child,
Would you
innit?
try to
Yeah,
talk
man.
to them? Like,
Child. It's a child.
but remember that. Let's say the child's like 6 years old though.
So
Yeah,
it's
we
still
don't want
innocent with
what
that.
you don't want is animosity in front of the child. You just want, it's your, it's your child. Hail up your child, make it
Yeah.
don't look no
Even
way.
if he don't, you can walk past and just be like, "You're right."
You-
Yeah. Maybe you could sort of like drop. It's your bread. If it's your brethren and you're close to them and he's got faults.
And you know the
that's
female,
his
by the
fault.
way. You
Yeah,
know the
you
female.
know,
so
you
you
know,
know
drop him a
both
little
people in
You
the
know, baby,
situation.
people in
I
the
was gonna look.
situation.
You as a brethren gonna give the female a thing for the youth.
It's from him. It's not from me.
No.
Not from
But
him.
either which way, she gonna look at it as you gave it to her.
True.
The man over there, so why him not come do it?
I'm not gonna lie, my opinion's kind of different to you, man.
Okay, go
still.
ahead. Tell us.
Like
tell
me
us.
personally, I would tread carefully still,
Why? You're the
very
friend.
carefully,
But
very
he's
carefully.
right to an extent.
He's
Very
right to an
Children, I
extent.
think you said something earlier on with children. You do.
'Cause
still
you know
have to
what?
proceed
The
with
child doesn't
caution
even know that's
with
their
people
father.
and
The
you know
child's not
what,
aware
yeah?
of who their father is.
what I will
do.
say,
You
My
do.
youth can't be in the same.
Vicinity. of
Vicinity.
yeah, but Levs,
And I walk
you
past
got to
it.
think.
But that's
it's
because
years,
you're a
though.
man that does the
Remember
right
that
thing.
I'm in my feeling because of my baby mom.
Yeah.
That's what
Okay,
it is.
but
You know.
you're a
Roles
man.
reversed.
Yeah.
But you're,
Nah,
but
So
you
she's
say
got you
that.
by the balls.
You
innit?
get it.
Hold on, but you say that because you're a man that does the right thing. You always have from
Yeah.
the jump, so you don't have the same mentality as men that don't.
Yeah.
So you can't speak for a man that don't because you can't. It's not in your bloodline. It's not in your makeup because you're not that way. Do you get where I'm coming from? So
come on,
you know what
It's
you
touchy
would do.
because I got
Come on,
friends
Les,
that man
look how
influence
much
them
times,
and I
man.
still don't do.
Come on, Les, bro.
You
Look
get
how much
it?
times man's gone back and forth on certain things. So that's what I'm trying to say. Like,
No, it's true.
it's a tread carefully, innit?
Yeah, because you can't be getting in.
Some man they shut off because obviously they're hurt as well. You know, as much as the mum has her feelings,
yeah,
but
the man's hurt. Yeah,
they're hurt. You know.
100%.
Remember, if we're going back to this scenario, it's 6 years and they had no contact and they're seeing that. That's hurt as well. And it's sometimes when you open up, do you want to open up yourself to hurt? It's a tread carefully still, because that could be you and your brethren getting into something. It's so touchy, like. Me and Leslie had arguments about kids, bro. Like, you get it, fam?
That's true. Some friends might
He
just
told
be
me
like,
something, I'm telling him, brother, like, you don't know this, like, and he's telling me, yeah, but you should
That's
be
fair.
doing this.
That's
So I'm
fair.
like, do you get it? Like, so, you get me? I was showing him certain things and he's seen it. So it's for me, it's
true.
a tread carefully, innit? It's a mad tread.
Maybe it's because
Yeah.
the friends that I have that's around me, they've been my friends for years.
Same.
And when they see my son, if they see my son on road or anything, they're not going to see him on road like that. But if they were to see him, they're going to look after him like that's theirs.
That's their own.
Yeah.
Same
So
with
that's
my
where it's
friendship
like
group.
the people that I would go out with, and I would mention that to, it would only be those ones that I trust fully. Yeah. So if I'm going to go and look after, like, if I see my goddaughter on road, I'm dropping her some money. If I've got it, why not? I don't give a crap. Yeah. And I'll let her dad know. Yeah, I just sorted out her out with something. I don't business.
But then
Straight.
these are men that do the right thing.
No,
you know,
sure.
it's
It's
should
a
have probably
community,
brought a
community
deadbeat
that
on.
raises
Should
your
have
child.
brought a
You
deadbeat
You can't bring a
Sometimes-
deadbeat
Can I
up,
ask
but they're
one
going to be so
question?
offended.
As a father, yeah, you said that you give obviously other people eyes to watch your child, innit? Do you expect them to discipline your child also?
Nah.
No.
Not exactly. Because I've
To an extent.
No,
I've
when I mean
seen-
on
I've
the out,
seen-
say you
What do
see
you
they see
mean
your
to
child
an
doing
extent?
something outside, yeah.
pull him up, but don't
Yeah.
discipline him. Pull him up
Yeah.
straight because
Yeah.
back home, like, come on, man.
It was the community that
I'm a-
brought
I'm a-
that.
I'm
My
a
dad
man who
said
said,
to me. My dad said to me.
Don't even touch my
Yeah.
No,
Nah.
don't touch.
get me?
Don't touch you.
Don't even
but-
talk.
However,
I don't want you
Don't
being
touch,
talking
but
too
you
tough.
can tell them
Okay.
don't
Let me do that.
wrong.
Do you
Straight.
get
No.
it?
but you know
My
why
dad
I
was
think you
different.
say that? I think you say that, and I feel like it's different for younger children to older children. I've got a 14-year-old son, so he's seen my 14-year-old son on the road before. If you
Yeah,
see
pull him
him
up.
go left, 100% go.
Straight.
You don't need to beat him, but you can be like, "Hey, man, you weirdo." Do
Yeah, straight.
you get where I'm coming from?
100%.
Because I've got, but when you have a younger child, it's a bit different. Because what could that younger child be doing that would cause my friend to beat my child? Do you get where I'm coming from? The most you should say with a younger child is like, "Stop it," or "Hello, are you not listening?" Do you know what I mean? Little things like that. But
Don't
if
put
you've
your
got
hands
a
on my
big old
child.
14, 50, you see your friends big old 14, 15, 16-year-old youth on the road and they're doing left. I don't give. You're gonna have to hate me, you know, because I wouldn't want your child. Say your child died from that incident and you know that I saw. That's a different story. I'd rather be like, "Oi, did your mom send you out? Come in, Ikea." I'd rather do that. And do you get where I'm coming from?
Listen.
Do you get
Don't
where
put
I
your
feel
hand
like
on
it's
other
different when your
people's
child's
kids.
much older? I wouldn't put my hand,
Yeah.
but it depends because if you feel like you're gonna leap, I might be like,
Yo.
Yeah.
and draw you. I'm sorry, and I will tell you, and I will tell you. My apologies, and I will tell you. I might just have to draw you in the car. Like, what do you mean? Who you talking to? Get in the fucking car, you dizzy blood.
Nah,
Do you
I
get
don't-
where I'm coming from? But that's with an older
I
child.
don't think you need to hit a child. I think
Not hit.
Nah, I've
Just
But you
not
could
asked that
put
'cause
little
I've had
bass in
other
your
people's
throat.
opinion, innit? I'm saying, right, no way.
No, you don't
No,
need
no,
to
no,
beat,
no.
but you can
No,
put some
straight.
bass in your
What's
throat.
going on?
Yeah,
You can
discipline.
put some bass in
I've
your
heard.
throat.
I've heard.
Absolutely, put
on
bass
road,
in your
I'm like,
throat.
bro, fix up.
Exactly.
Fix
So
up.
if he sees my
Fix
son on
up.
you, absolutely, Josiah, bro. Do you get where I'm coming from?
Yeah.
Bass in
But
your
he's a-
throat.
but
don't
you
need
don't
to
see
beat
him on road like that anymore.
Yeah.
You don't. So it's
But
all good.
with that whole beating thing, I think it's
Beating is different.
Beating.
You can tell off, but not beat.
Yeah.
Beat is
But-
nah.
Don't
I will
touch
have an
my
issue.
child.
Even if he's wrong, I reckon I would have an issue. I'm not gonna lie.
but people only do that when they know that the child won't talk.
What do you mean?
Like the whole beating.
Ah, so you
subject.
feel like the child would not tell
like
the
with
parent.
me, with me growing
That's
up,
not
I'm
friend
not
you
gonna
want
lie,
around
I
your
went
child.
through like a lot of that stuff. Like
With your mum, your
not
parents'
not
friend.
even my parents' friend, like my
Used to
mum.
beat you.
Growing up, like even though my mum's not here today, I still get really upset with her because I feel like all she did, and I know it was very hard back in like the noughties and stuff, the 90s, sorry, and noughties. Like it was all about work and making money. And my mum, she just kept on fobbing me and my brother off with different people. And I kid you not, I've broken my arms, I've broken a leg. Like I've had bruises. I've even almost been like molested.
Oh,
So
wow.
it's really hard. I feel like they choose the kids. They purposely like they know kids that speak out and kids that don't.
But
Like-
you know what though? I hear what you're saying, but I think it's also ones that they know their mums are like the mums allowing it, innit?
Yeah,
Do you
too
think
busy.
it's that?
Yeah, 100,
I was
100,
gonna say
100,
that.
100, man.
Because I feel
100.
like if
But when
you're-
you say the mums allowing it, what do you
Not
mean?
allow
like
it, I mean,
the
like-
mums are aware of it.
Yeah,
They don't say that.
not necessarily,
yeah.
you can't.
Because
say
when my mum
necessarily.
found out, she went
Yeah, but
Not
that's
necessarily, but
different
she's
people.
too busy to
Yeah.
worry about what's
Yeah, but let
going
me
on with
see.
her
You see when
child.
she went mad, is that mad for you and mad of guilt? Because she left you.
Oh, yeah. That's
Yeah,
a good
because
one.
guess
Do you
what?
get
After
me?
that, she started to kind of growing up now, I realized my mum preferred to have me and my sibling in the house and go to work and leave us. I was a bit more mature. I was mature for my age growing up. So I think she preferred that than to be leaving her kids with people where her kids were getting abused and stuff like that. So
That's the where the problem stems from, though.
It
Most of these
does,
parents
yeah.
leaving.
But I would
and then
rather leave my
you grow up
children
quicker
at
than you
home.
should. You know what
yeah,
I'm saying?
yeah.
100.
Yeah.
See, my son, he doesn't go with anybody. He stays at home. With
I
God.
like
don't care.
that, and that's
My
how I am
daughter-
with my
My
son.
daughter, it has to be her auntie Yvonne or Delisha.
Yeah.
No, but they're not taking her, or maybe Mari. No one ain't taking her, you man.
Yeah.
My son's
My girl
11.
picnic.
That's why it's
And
hard for me
not
to
even
have a
grandfather
social life.
babysit him there.
I don't.
Bro, listen to this, yeah.
wish
No
I
matter
had
how,
that.
no matter how
had
close
that,
I am
swear.
to P, yeah. Anytime I call her, I'm like, right, I'm on my way. P, admit that, yeah. I'm on my way to go and help or to fix something. Oh yeah, Josiah's there. I'm outside. I'm waiting.
Yeah,
What do you
he
mean I'm
does.
waiting until you come.
Because prevention is
What am I
better than
going-
cure.
what am I going upstairs for?
It's true.
What am I going upstairs
yeah,
for?
Yeah. And obviously, he doesn't ever want to be in a situation where, not that my daughter would, but say she was like, oh, Milton,
I'm good.
And he knows, do you get what I mean? So I feel like you got to be
I
careful.
feel like
but-
you put yourself in positions. People put themselves in positions, yeah, and it's obvious sometimes, and you just need to just clock and just
Yeah.
take yourself out of there.
Okay, so
Right.
to change it up a bit, what is your advice for men that you know in their hearts would like to have a better relationship with their child or the mother of their child? What would you advise them in order to facilitate that?
Don't-
Do more. Be more
don't
productive.
Don't base the relationship with your child on the mother. Don't. You need a relationship with your child.
Definitely.
Full stop. Yeah, and that's what you focus on. Nothing else.
What about you, Carl? What would your advice be?
You know, my thing's a bit different, isn't it? Obviously, I lost a child, innit? So I would say, obviously I lost a child to his mum, innit? To his mum and her partner. So I would say, like, for me, and what I used to think was time. That was my key thing. Time. Just time. Because every day, your child's growing, innit? Obviously, unfortunately, his life was cut short by his mum and her partner. But it's time, innit? That used to be my main thing. Time, innit? And I use that now with my other child, as in, like, I appreciate the time
Yeah,
that I have with her.
yeah,
So I would just say time. There's not really, because you can wish for. I used to wish for a better relationship, a better. I hope one day we'll just be cool. Nah, man, it's time, man. Time's a healer, innit? Like, you know what I mean? And that's all I can really.
I definitely agree with that. I feel like
Yeah.
sometimes it's not even about the money. I feel like even if it's just an hour a day or even a phone call, if you can't always make it, or just something, just call and be like, "Wow, go on, call your child's phone. What's going on?" And then they can chat. Or children, they chat shit and they chat their shit on the phone for an hour. But it makes them feel like I've had that little time with dad.
Yeah.
Do you get where I'm coming from?
I get
Because
that.
remember, we're there all day, every day, whether we work from home or we work or whatever. 90% of children are predominantly with their mums all of the time. So I feel like I definitely agree with that statement. With
Do you know what it is as well? For men as well. I'll talk for us men. It's maturity as well, a mindset. Because how I was as a younger dad, when I first had my child and how I am now, I'm in two different headspaces. So I think as well, it's maturity in it. Because when you have a child, no matter what the situation is, you could be young. I know, get me, my friend there, he's had a child when he was young. It's a different life, innit?
I
To
agree.
now. I'm thinking different, innit? So I think time and maturity is the two main things. Our mindset, innit?
I feel like if you was to speak to my children, I would say my daughter would agree that my parenting is better with her than it was with my, because I was 19 when.
Yeah,
it happened.
100%.
So I feel like the second time around, I will say it, I definitely was better
Yeah.
than I was the first time because
Different place.
You're learning.
Yeah, do you get where I'm coming from? And I'm still learning even now, but I can say parenting after having my daughter, I improved 100% than it was with my son. I was just making the shit up as I was
Yeah,
going along.
100%.
At least I had something to refer on.
You always hear
and I
that
knew-
the first child is
yeah.
always a struggle. Everyone always says, "Oh, this
Yeah.
is my struggle child. This is the child I
Yeah.
went through it with."
Went
me."
through, yeah.
And
Always
it's
say,
true.
oh,
My mum says
your
the
first
same
child, your
thing as
favorite
well.
child.
Yeah.
Now I'm the favorite.
No, because that's the one that you went through certain things with. So it's not that it's
You
a
learn a
favourite.
lot with
I
that
went
child.
through things with my oldest, so it's like So another question I have to say for you guys is obviously I know you're still with your partner, so it's a bit different for you. But how do you deal with your mother of your child meeting someone else and bringing that person around your child?
It's,
Has that ever happened to you? And how would you deal with that?
I'm
I'm
gonna
gonna
lie,
speak
see
as
my
a
first
woman,
baby mother. Trust me, no man can corral my pitney.
But why is that?
Why is that?
What?
Why is
When I was
that?
young, then innit. So
Okay.
my
You still think like that, bro?
no, the only reason, when I say I'd rather you get to know your partner. Don't be swapping and changing every.
Yeah.
You know what I'm trying to say? Get to know him.
So if she had
then
one
introduce
steady
him
partner,
to my youth.
okay.
I'm good at that. Have your
Okay.
relationship. Come in a while.
I like
You
that.
understand?
100.
You know what? Have your relationship, but hey, what? Don't make my son get used
So
to
you're not
different man.
interested in one bag of man, but if it was one person that you saw she was steady with,
Consistent.
then you'd be like, cool.
Yeah.
Would you, if you was to see him in the street, would you be like, you're right, hail him up or
not that
anything
deep.
like that?
It's not that deep. But you see, if we come to a function where we have to hail each other, then mutual respect.
Yeah.
Okay,
Come
cool.
up in around you.
Yeah.
You get me?
Yeah.
Simple.
Yeah.
I don't want to give him the bad energy and then you're doing
Yeah,
thing to my pitney
to
and I have to
my
come
child,
lick up.
Yeah.
And that's all because
Manners.
you just treated him in a negative
Yeah,
way.
Right.
yeah. That's why they say, be careful how you deal with people because you never know. It's true. So I agree with that. What would you? What's your view on that?
What was it? Sorry.
You didn't forget the question.
Yeah, what was
Um,
it? Yeah, so I was
how-
about that.
Do you deal with a person bringing someone else
know what?
around your child?
As an outside parent, it's very difficult because, as I said, like my son passed away to his mum and his partner, innit? So when he first come around, obviously I knew that person, innit? I don't even want to get too
Bro.
much into it.
Oh, wow.
Like, but I knew that person, innit? But like, I didn't think he was right for her. But at the same time,
Who are you to say?
who am I to say, innit?
Yeah, who you should
Who am
lay
I
down
to
with,
say,
yeah.
really, innit? Like, I'm no one, innit? I don't want to be seen as the jealous guy or because I'm not bothered what you do, innit? And obviously, she said he's moved in, whatever. There's not really much I could do in it. Do you get what I'm saying? So, but for me, now I've got another child, and it's mad because the roles are kind of reversed because my second baby mum's got a child. And his dad, like,
Oh, so now you're the man that's around.
yeah,
that child.
I'm around the child, but me and him have got a good relationship. But
That's it.
as a man, and this is why, like, as I say, it's a maturity thing. I think he respects the fact that obviously I'm there. Obviously, he's not around right now, but he's there for his son. And I don't make his son call me dad, nothing. But he respects that obviously he's got a man that's around him that incorporates. Because I see him as mine, innit?
Yeah.
I don't see him as no different. Obviously, it's my daughter's brother, but I don't see him as any different. If we're going out, I'm taking both of them.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? I don't see no different. I think because he was close to, he's basically the same age as my son. So I kind of, that's how I see him, and I've been in his life from when he's 2. He's 5 now, innit? So I think that, I just think there just needs to be a level of communication, as in with the mum. And me personally now, I'm not gonna lie. Obviously, I've been through a traumatic experience. So my thing is now, yeah, if my baby mum was to have someone around, I'm not gonna be all hoggish, but I just want to meet him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Because as I said, we all make mistakes. Maybe I was a bit too relaxed. Obviously, I knew the other guy, innit? But I think yeah, I'll definitely have to meet him still.
Yeah.
It's just
100%.
it's what I've been through, innit? I would
Yeah.
definitely have to meet him. That's just not without a shadow of a doubt. And probably now I might be more vocal.
100%.
I probably would be more vocal. And I've got a daughter now, so you know the levels are
No,
It's
different.
different from
Yeah,
My mother would be more.
Yeah.
understanding.
I
Oh,
think
she
when I
would
had a
know.
son, it was just
She'd
like
expect that.
it's
Yeah.
calm, innit?
Boys,
And I feel like you are,
Yeah.
when it comes onto girl picnic, people don't rant when it comes onto girl picnic.
No,
Because
you can't mess
Yeah,
around.
nah.
Everyone knows a girl that has a story
Yeah.
about
Yeah,
my
marry that woman
stepdad
there.
or
Yeah,
Yeah.
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 Everyone's got a
have to be
female
careful
friend
with
that you know
little
that, so you
girls,
got to be careful with girl
Yeah.
picnics
Yeah,
because
you
girl-
have to be.
Not that it couldn't happen to boys,
can
but
happen
it's
to-
a girl
yeah.
picnic.
Yeah,
Can't remember.
100% still.
So,
Yeah,
yeah.
I'd definitely be more vocal, and I'd definitely want to meet. I'm not gonna be in your face like just want to see you're on my child. Hopefully you're a respectful, decent guy. I'm good with that, man, because things happen, innit? People move on, innit?
They've got to move on, innit?
Yeah.
So let me share my. I know I'm not a dad, but let me share my tiny little bit experience that I'm going through at the moment.
Okay.
So my son's dad had this girlfriend abroad, and then I like the way he brought the girlfriend down last summer. I mean, it's difficult because me and him are not together. I don't want to be in your business. You don't have to tell me your business. However, when you know you've got someone that you want to be serious with, I feel like as the mother of your son, I'm entitled to know I believe I'm entitled to know that, you know, this is the person that I'm serious about. She's going to be around your son and X, Y, Z. Maybe a little bit of introduction. So anyways, to cut this long story short, this girl came in the summer last year and he didn't tell me about it. My son told me about it. My son just comes in the car. Oh, mummy, daddy's family's here. And I'm like, family? What family? You know? And then I'm like, who? And then obviously he mentioned the girl's name. So I'm just like, oh, right, okay, well, she's going to tell me? That's fine. It's not my business, but you should at least say something. Anyway, she spent the whole summer here around my kid. I didn't even know at one point he left my son with her to go to work. And I was really upset about that. And when I brought it up to him, he told me to mind my own business. And now, here we are, 2022. Today's what date? The 3rd, 4th of September?
4th of September.
Yeah.
About a couple of days ago, all I see is a Facebook notification, and I forgot that my baby father was on my Facebook. It told me that he uploaded a new picture, so I thought, oh, this guy's still on my Facebook. Let me go see what I uploaded. Why did I see a picture of him and the girl married, and he didn't tell me?
He doesn't have to.
Yeah.
Why doesn't he have to tell me?
He doesn't have.
Because I felt like once I felt
because
like
the
he
son
already
is involved.
yeah, it's because the son is it's because my son is involved.
You was
Your
entitled
son's
to know.
not involved in the marriage.
No,
he's
you was
involved
entitled
with
to
you.
know that your son was with her, yeah, and they were together. You was
Yeah.
entitled to know that, yeah.
Okay.
But you're not entitled to
know
know
marriage.
what he does with his partner. or
Yeah,
his
because
wife.
now he's about to bring someone over that's going to be around
feel
my
like-
child, and then on top
like
of that,
when it
I
came
feel
to the
like
marriage,
because
he should have at least said something.
decency,
Yes.
he should have.
oh,
but
and by the
he's
way, what
Not
I forgot
entitled.
Not entitled.
That's the wrong word.
what I
entitled.
what I failed to mention is that this woman has an issue with me. Bearing in mind, my son's got 2 baby moms, me and another woman, but she has an issue with me because of the relationship my father's son, and I have, simply because we get along, whereas him and the other one don't get along. So it was a thing. I've had issues where she's called me up in the past, like, what's going on between you two? And I'm just like,
We just
what?
live
She's
good.
insecure.
Well,
Yeah.
and that's what
That's
I said
her
to him. I said
problem
to him,
still.
she's insecure and you need to speak to her. You understand? And he's like, I've spoken to her. I've tried to reassure her. And then when she came over in the summer, he brought her outside my house. And I was really upset about that when he came to pick up my son. And I said hello to her out of respect.
Yeah.
And the woman looked me up and down and didn't say a word.
You lot are probably beefing the wrong person, because the person that has the most control over that is
the man.
Yeah, he should have been.
But I feel like as a woman,
Facilitate-
I wouldn't care if you
facilitating,
brought him
yeah.
outside my house because I don't want you.
Right.
And she
I
can't
don't-
do nothing.
I
But
don't-
number 2,
I don't care that
she could have said
She
hello
should-
back.
exactly,
I've
she
been
should have said
outside
hello.
other women's house.
I went out
And I'm
when
not gonna
he
lie,
said
I feel
hello.
like-
And he said to me, you didn't
And
have to
that's
say
it.
hello to her.
I feel like your baby
No,
father should have
could've
G-checked
said
her
hello.
store.
Thank you very much. I just wanted to know,
Yeah,
now that we're on the
nah.
podcast, it's so hard. I can't
Nah.
even have this conversation with, like...
No, you should have
people.
G-checked her store. Because me personally, if I'm bringing a woman to my mother of my child's house,
The least you can say is hello.
to be fair,
Yes.
you shouldn't even be saying hello before even she.
Thank you very
That's how
much.
I see it.
I
Yes.
feel like it's not even a because
You're
I
in
want
my
it. It's
country.
it's
Yeah.
What the hell?
Yeah, man,
there's
he
nothing
must
wrong
be in
with-
love, man.
Not even that.
That's what I think as well. I think
Yeah.
he's so deep
He's
in
in
love.
love.
That he can't even see.
I don't
She
even-
could have at least have said.
Okay,
Do you know what it is, bro?
Yeah,
I
You
think
know them man. They work.
If the excuse
Anything
is
goes
that
'cause they
he's
love
deep
the
in
girl,
love,
yeah.
love causes confusion. Yeah. If the excuse is something else that he just can't be bothered, that's where the issue is.
Or
If
you
it's
don't
that,
have
the
a
fact that he's
conversation
in
with
love,
him.
I
and
can't
he's
have a
confused,
conversation with him
yeah.
because he tells me to mind my business. It's got nothing to do
So-
with me.
Do you know what
But
it
he
is as
doesn't
well? I think
understand
it's
that.
ratings, isn't it?
No, it is.
Yeah, you rate you.
He's
Me, I rate my baby mum.
He rather
A second one
have a
anyway.
problem when he goes
Say
home.
to
You get me?
Do you
Why
get
can't
it?
your woman say hello?
Yeah.
You'd be like, is
Number,
it? All right,
number.
cool, I'll chat to
Yeah,
her.
no,
Well, he
I'm
did say
chatting-
that.
she
He
should
said-
be.
he
I'm chatting to
said
her
to me, I'll
before she
chat
says
to
it.
her.
He's
but I don't
dealing
know
with
if
your problems.
Yeah.
Yeah. Whenever he sees you, he's gonna deal with his problem with her
Yeah.
all the time. So he's gonna go and take her favor, no matter what, because that's
True,
who
'cause
he's
that's who he
around.
lives with, yeah.
Yeah,
Stop.
but you see, when she called me to ask me what's going on between us, did you guys ask me why she called me to ask me that? Because
Oh, she shouldn't be calling and asking.
He was, because she went through his phone and she saw all his messages where he's still obviously, you know, in love with me and trying to get back with me. Because
Yeah, but then
I
she
wasn't
needs
So
take
that's
that
where
with
the
him.
issue is.
and that's what the
Yeah.
issue is, exactly. So
Yeah, but
obviously
okay,
it's-
so
I'm not even
if
trying to
can
be
have
funny.
understanding
somebody's
for her.
texting
From
you.
when she phoned your phone, you should have been G-checking
Yeah.
her. Real
mean-
talk.
Yeah.
He should have been. She should not be allowed to contact you. Why is she contacting you?
He's
The only
He
contact
was there. He
the
called her.
only-
He
the
called
only
her for her.
No,
he
that's
called me
dead.
for her.
The only
sorry.
contact
What?
you and her should
Yes,
ever
he
have.
can't
be G-checking
for
He
her.
him.
needs. He's the issue.
Yeah, he's the issue, bro.
Yeah.
Full stop.
He's the. I'm saying this live.
Full stop.
You
He
are
likes the
issue.
drama.
You're the
You
issue.
like the drama, bro.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
Like,
yeah.
shouldn't. I
Yeah.
feel like as adults, we need to know how to conduct ourselves for the children. Like for me, obviously, because we're running out of time, so we've got to wrap this up. But
Yeah.
for me, I don't get along with one of them. My baby father's got about 66 million of them. One of them I don't get on with. The rest of them I'm fine with. I don't give a
Oh,
flying
really?
fuck. I got her number in my phone.
Yeah,
Every now
me and
then
the
she
baby
called me.
mum, we get
She called
along.
me.
My kids
I
are
don't
with her
lavish.
right
I don't
now.
lavish too
But
tough
it's
because
the
it's
wife-
still like.
the wife
but I don't
now.
It's always
care.
the wife, though.
It's the
always
wife.
the
Yeah,
wife.
she's gonna come and
Yeah.
live with
Title,
actually,
innit?
and
Current,
I'm
innit?
just
She's
thinking
a wife.
she's about to f
That's
things
why.
up. And
But then that's the you. But can I tell you something, Rachel? You have to stand up strong and that is bitch. You know?
I'm not gonna lie, the
You
other
do.
baby
Because
mum
you
did
see with
say,
me,
you know,
you
he's
see
taking
with
advantage
me,
of me because
you
I'm
see
too
with
nice.
Me, you see with me, so they're not technically married, but that's his wife.
Yeah.
I went to the house the other day and I stood in the house and she had to walk in and hold her head down to the floor. I don't chat no chat from no girl. Yeah, I thought to come here from a pitney hour.
I like it.
And she didn't say anything.
Nah, shoot.
She said hello and I was like, yeah.
Because
yeah,
you know what?
brilliant.
Do you
That's
know
my
what?
favourite line.
Do you know what? Can I ask you a question?
I don't care.
Can I ask you a
don't want
question?
him.
Do him and her have kids?
No.
So you and the other baby mum hold all the power.
Yes,
you look,
that's
you
what
you
she
get
does.
me?
Yeah,
Strong in this
yeah,
bitch.
So you need to
yes.
walk like, yeah, you
Stand
own
up
this
strong in
place.
that bitch.
Yeah, you get me?
Hold your head
yeah,
high, girl.
yeah. Trust
So
me.
Don't
just
get cocky
to
with it.
wrap it up, to sum it up, because this episode was about fatherhood. You got to big up the dads that do.
100%.
The dads that don't.
Absolutely.
It's not even that the women are running down money and stuff. Sometimes it's just the little things like time, because time is not promised to no one. Like, have time for your child because you never know. And obviously, respect due to the men that are in their children's lives and in stepchildren's lives that are doing the right
Yeah.
thing.
Absolutely.
I had a
Love yourself,
stepfather,
bro.
rate them highly. So, yeah, peace up. Thank
Yeah,
you for
man.
tuning in.